to take it. I was clearing up a few things for my National Parks business license. So that's it's awesome. It's I should have it by the end of the year, so I can start making like promotional videos of like what it'll be like, and then I can put them on the website to advertise it, and I have it all ready. So as soon as it's official, I can put that on the website. How's it going, KW? Good to see you here. So, yeah, how you going? So I'm going to get back into actually doing this gardening that I've had to restart this stream a few times, and that's cool. If people dropped out and they can come back, they see me back on again, that's cool. It's I learned a new thing too. When the phone rings and you take a phone call, it freezes the live stream, which makes sense. So that was good to know. And so how you going, KW? You having a good day or night, wherever you are? So it's pretty warm here today. It's like there's a bit of humidity. I had the hose going here watering this area. So it's oh, it's Mama Bear. Awesome. How you going, Mama Bear? Lol. Good to see you here. Like how you going, Mama Bear? I hope you're doing good. It's been a rough year for us, eh? But we keep pushing on and keep doing what we can. This is going to be an interesting thing. Like today, I'm going to try and get as much done as possible. I've got quite a lot I want to do. I might flip to the front camera so that I can show you what I'm planning. Yeah, Mama Bear says, hey darling, I'm okay, it's been a rough year, one day at a time. Yeah, exactly. That's how we get through, eh? So this has got like a grapevine and a passion fruit. So and they're cucumbers. And so what I'm going to plant up this all around in this garden, and then I'll have to like protect it from bush turkeys somehow. And then I'm going to do a bit of prep work up the top here. I'll take you up there. So unfortunately that mulberry's rotting out at the base, so I've got to remove it. But it does open up other stuff, and so this area will be transformed. I'll be able to plant a lot of stuff up here today. But see, this really needs to get rejuvenated. It's the soil's compacted and it's you know, it's not retaining moisture. So all these weeds I've got to remove, but they pull out really easily. So, and then once I get to I'm going to also reduce a lot of these pots. In summertime it gets too hot here, so all these pots actually kill what's growing in them because they get too hot. So I'm going to change this area here. I mean, the only way you can counteract that is to have big enough stuff that it's shading out the pots all day, and then that way you don't get that heat, radiant heat, which bakes the soil and the roots, and then it can just basically kill plants in just because it gets so hot here. Check out these lilies, they're cool, eh? They're special bulbs, those ones. There's still one more. There may be more that pop up. But yeah. So this is the main area, and then I've got all the stuff to plant. So that's all sitting down. And while I'm working, I'm going to be able to use all the leaves and stuff, and create more mulch, and try and build up the soil in places where I'm, you know, going to plant. So at the moment there is no cover, not much cover here. I have removed a lot of that. So I'll be reintroducing mulch here once I've planted. I'll just put it around it. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Or maybe I don't know. I'll think about these pots. I'll leave that to later. Because, you know, if I did get these, actually, I could plant the chilies in these. And they would bush out and shade out these things, these pots. And in the meantime, I could pile like leaves all over. Around these pots, like a couple of inches thick above the pots, and then that way they wouldn't get baked by the sun and then heat up as much. So that's an option, and then I can leave them all here. They already have soil in them, so it's just a matter of topping them up. And I do have a lot of stuff to plant, so that's good. It saves, you know, I can leave that where it is. So here we are. And I may as well set the camera up now. I won't be able to read the comments once I start working, by the way. So I'll try and set the camera up in a spot where it's gonna work. Maybe over here. There you go. So I'm not going to be able to see any of the chat, but you know. I could have left all this stuff and just planted in it, but I need to bring it all back because I have to get to see what's under there. You know, it's all I know what's under there is a bunch of pots, but I've got to get them out of there. I'm just going to build this up as a build the soil up here and try and grow stuff. Some in pots, but mostly in the ground. This will get this arbor here on this side. This arch will get covered a lot more stuff going into summer, which is right when it needs that extra shade. This area too, I've got chicken wire, like up all the way around the back, about that high. So it's like contain a lot more. Like if I put something across the front here, turkeys couldn't get in. So that's another option. These hanging baskets are cool. I will put them back in again. I just want to, work on the garden first. Huh? There's ants living in this and they're biting it. Actually, I thought of another thing. These hanging baskets, I'll use them wherever I plant taro. Just at least when I started, or certain plants, just to make bush turkey deterrent. down styrofoam. It's going to take a bit to clean this up. There's one more of these. So when I clear them out, they'll actually, I'll be able to put some pots in and half bury them. See what if anyone's been in the chat. Oh, awesome. Paige is here. Says hi everyone. The wave. I'm just starting to sweat. So made a good start there. I can once I get that other styrofoam box out of the ground, that'll be pretty much that. I'll wet it. Oh no, I might see what I can do about cleaning up a little bit more, and then just put the hose on it and then move on to another section. And yeah, actually managed to get all the styrofoam out except for a few little bits. I'll put the camera in another spot too this time so you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, it's pretty warm right now. So, but I've got heaps more of pots too from there. So actually I like the idea of keeping all these pots where they are. It just saves energy. Although, you know, it is quite a decent amount of space. I could put those pots in the different places, see? That's the other bonus. So, maybe I will take them away and clean up some. I'll show you. If I take all of these pots away, these ones, and even, maybe, I don't know, and there's two more over there, like I could take all these away and distribute them to other places around the house, in different places where there's different climate and, you know, light, heat, because it gets very hot here in summer. Most things don't, you know, a lot of things don't do well because of the heat. So you're really growing seasons through the cooler months. but there's still a lot you can grow in summer. I've just got to work with that. So I've shown you before, but I'll show you again. So look, this is how this is cleaned up now. There's a hole here, so I could either just, you know, prepare soil in there or fill it in, or use that as a thing to put a decent sized pot in the ground. I could do that there when I take that one out as well. But yeah, this is all pretty much cleaned up. There's a couple of walking stepping stones. I don't know if I even need them, except this one's actually a tree stump, I think. I don't know. Maybe it is dug in. Maybe I'll keep them there. But yeah, you can see it's got chicken wire all the way around and some netting. So, you know, it can be, but the turkeys have gotten in through the other gaps before, even though I've had the front covered. So I would have to somehow, you know, patch it if I was to make it turkey proof. And probably the next job I'll do now is I'll get all these sticks and I'll probably put them here on the other side of this, make a pile, because I'll see that'll keep bush turkeys away. So you can, it's valuable stuff, so you just got to have enough of it. So it won't stop them eating a plant like taro, like I've seen them just chew it and knock it to the ground. So I'm worried about that. I need to like sort something out for that. So this will get cleaned up all the way there. So this will open up this whole area, and this will be another place. So I've got to move these sticks and then pick up all this, because this is going to get more good mulch, like from the compost pile and from the leaves around, and it'll build up a really thick layer, and then the sticks on top, which will stop a lot of stuff from the turkeys. But yeah, more options. I could even move that bay tree somewhere else and get something else to grow there where it is. I do like the idea of removing them now and getting something, a sun hardy summer plant that will create shade for that whole area, which will then open up the opportunity for other stuff there. So I'm thinking corn, quinoa, quinoa, whatever. What else? Just that, anything tall, maybe ginger. And then, yeah, so I'll be able to plant up all around this area in summer. And then I'll get more vines. I need to enrich this side as well, so I can plant stuff on this side. And maybe this is where some of these big pots come in. Like I might get some beans growing out of a pot. That way they're not having to fight with everything else. So do a combination, maybe beans and, you know. Paige says, yeah, it's looking good. Awesome. Yeah, thanks. So that's one of the styrofoams. I've got to get the other styrofoam out now. So I'm going to go put this in a spot where I don't know how to do this. Just thinking of finding another spot. Oh, the camera fell over. I didn't even see that. What happened there? I got that sorted. So, and that's the bit that came out of the container. So I've got some soil there to use. So I guess I got to do a bit of a clean up now, and then maybe move to up there. And I could just get the hose on this section, come back to it later or tomorrow. Mix in some good mulch. So I'll probably have to go get some tools or whatever for this next job. But it'll be this, unfortunately, this mulberry, I know it's striking here, but it is rotten. The main trunk's rotten. But what I could do is just cut it down the base, see if it comes back. And there's a good chance it will, because I can cut it below the rot. So I'm optimistic. And then I'll also be propagating heaps of mulberries soon. As soon as the mulberries around have finished flowering, finished fruiting, that's what you do. You've got to wait until after that, and then you can just take cuttings and put them in soil, and you got new plants. So I keep finding sticks everywhere. So I'm going to have plenty of sticks for those sections. And I can just go around the house and collect. There's so many. But yeah, and that'll clear up space here. These create a bit of shade here in the corner, so I'll leave these. And but this stuff, like, I'll rotate the camera. Half of these ferns here along the edge here are going to get cleaned up, but to see how this is quite a large area, so it's not going to affect the whole thing much. It's just taking a bit here so that I can make this a proper garden here. And then the compost heap will stay there for now, but then it will move sometime. And I'll clean up this lemongrass. Doesn't look very healthy, does it? So I got a lot of work. This is a big job, and I got stuff I've got to plant today, so I do have to get busy. Okay, so I have tried planting a banana down in that section, and it started off okay, and then it died. So I don't want to do that this time. I want to plant the banana up here in the corner. So I'll cut the mulberry back down low, and then in this section here, that's where I'll plant the banana. And then I've got all this here to turn into a garden as well. Although, because this is at the base of this silky oak, you know, it's not going to get, like, whatever I plant here isn't going to do too well. So I'm going to set up some pots on the other side of that trellis I put there, and then I can, and here I want to try and get these stuff growing along here and here. And down here I've got the chocos growing, so they're going to go along this fence. They're going to go that way. I've got to trim the lychee back. I might, you know, I'll do that today, and then I'll use all that as mulch, all the stuff I cut. And then, yeah, it's just never ending really. But like, I need to, today I have to get the banana and the yams in the ground, and just plant as much as I can really. But like, there's essential ones, and the spinach, and we'll get there. So I'm just trying to think what to do next. Yeah, probably mulberry. and then work on this section up the top here. Get the water on that. Yep, that's what I'll do. So I'm just going to put the camera down, get some tools, and do a bit of a quick clean up down here, and then yeah, then I'll be working on the mulberry. Do you know whether to use the bow saw or the carpenter's saw for this one? I've got both there. coming from the outside. This has already got things sprouting on the other side. If I can keep going through from one side, it's not going to damage me. See? Striking. I'll plant that. Alright, see if that grows. Well, that'll come back, but I'll have space here for the banana. I don't know if anyone's in the chat. So, I think I need to sit down and get some water for a minute. It's pretty hot. But yeah, got one thing done, another thing. Mulberry's cut down and it's got plenty of things striking down there at the base. So that's going to come back with a lot of vigor, I'd say. And then I'll stand up next to the fence. So yeah, I'll clear up along here. Banana goes in here. And clean up down, take the weeds out down there, but also put good mulch, very thick mulch layer. So next job will be, after a rest, will be to clear all this here so I can get this area ready for the banana. So I've just got the water on, soak in this area. So yeah, it's pretty hot and pretty humid because I've got the hose going, but it's nice. It's creating, it is cooling it down a bit. So after a break and cool down for a minute, I'll get back up to that top section I've got to make a pile of all those sticks somewhere else so I can work on that ground. And yeah, get that area ready for the banana as quick as possible because it needs to get in the ground. And also the cocoa yam. That's where I'll plant the cassava cuttings as well, in that section, and they'll all sort of hopefully all work together. You know, the mulberry tree's starting from the ground, but it grows pretty quick. So and it'll bush up from the ground, be quite thick because it's got such a thick root base, and then the banana's going to grow, you know, reasonably quickly, and then cassava will grow under the banana and then create a mid-range, and then I can plant lots of other stuff in around, and that compost bin is only going to be there for a couple of weeks. I'll let it sort of process, at least ferment, and then I'll just use it. Or maybe I could empty it out over on this side where the soil is really bad. I'll show you. Over there, that area needs some serious mulch, and also yeah, compost. So I know what to do now on this side. I'm probably going to take away all those pots and that, which should give me more space in that area. So, and those pieces of timber, I don't know what to do with them. Maybe I'll sort of place them to hold the mulch in at certain points, something. So I'll work all that out. But yeah, I'll trim back this citrus here at the front and the lychee down the back, and use all those cuttings and just put them on the ground where they are. And later on, I've got all these. I've got leaf mulch everywhere at various stages of breaking down. So plus I got the compost pile, so I'll start bringing wheelbarrow loads of that up here, and then, or bucket loads, whatever, and then I will enrich all the soils around. So that rest has been good. It was getting pretty hot before. It gets to a point where, you know, if you start getting dizzy, you got to slow down and stop what you're doing. So it's a pretty warm day. It's probably not too bad, but this is saying 33. But the watch, you know, picks up my body heat, so it's probably 31 or 30 degrees, which isn't too bad. I just haven't fully acclimatized yet. So I think the next thing would be to prep the next section. I don't know. I think I just need a rest for another minute or two. There's more cleaning up to do before I can even. But today I have to get the banana. I have to get the banana and the cocoa yam planted, and the sugar cane. That's the other thing I'll plant up the back, sugar cane. I'll probably put the main one up the back here, and then I'll put another one just here in this garden, and I think I've got enough for 4 places, so I might put one down the bottom garden. But the sugar cane's awesome. You basically can just keep cutting it and letting it land on the ground, and it enriches the soil, or you can use it. But just, yeah, and it creates shade. And you can grow things up it too. If you got a couple of pieces, you could grow a vine up it. So this, it dangled down, so I was just putting it back. So I'll start up soon. So yeah, I've got to get more. I've got to plant more beans and peas to grow up these trellises, summer crop. So in this subtropical environment, it gets so hot in summer. There's so much stuff you can't grow. It's not even worth it. So I'm limited in what I can grow. But I'm going to utilise this area for as much as what I can. So the other stuff which I'll plant later in this week, I'll be planting corn and squash and pumpkin, which will just sprawl around and help create a understory ground cover, and also help with the turkey situation. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I think turkeys don't really do much about pumpkins, but maybe I should do some research on that, so I could be completely wrong. But I do have to work something out. I don't want to have nets up around the place, but I've got to do something. So I think it might be placing the sticks and making it so thick that they just can't walk across it, because it's annoying. They can't scratch. So if you make it so they can't scratch, they just give up. So I'll just keep collecting sticks and sort of place them and weave them together, so it's, and then that's on top of the mulch layer. And then wherever I've got something growing, I just have it open at that point so it can grow up. And wherever I've got that, if I'm worried about the turkeys, then I'll get like a wire thing to put around it or over it while it's still starting off. So I might I'll get back into it, eh? Yeah, why not? I've got to work on that top garden, because that's where the banana's going to go, and that's the first thing I've got to get planting. So, go back up there. That looks pretty nice, that. I'm only just going to take a little bit of the edge back, just so I've got more space. all this stuff that I'm pulling out is becoming mulch for this back garden here. I'll show you in a bit. It's pretty hot. I need to have a break again in a minute. I might do that. How's everyone going? I'm just here chilling. Well, I'm not chilling, it's pretty warm. There's actually a seat here now. See? Especially if I trim this up a bit. Show you. I'll replant this stuff in other places. There you go. That's a nice seat right there. Yeah. So, I mean, those rocks will heat up, but this doesn't get the full, only gets the full sun for the couple hours in the morning. But then it's going to be in shade as soon as this stuff grows up anyway. Banana will be pretty quick. And I got the sunflower, so it's the other stuff to plant up here, but I got to make sure the soil's good enough. But yeah, like I decided before, I'm just going to empty out the compost heap and move it. And I'm going to move it down there. And then empty out everything that's in it in this empty space over here on the other side of the thing. So I can almost do that next. Or move, just keep, I'll show you here. I've got that pile of sticks I've got to put somewhere else. It's going to come back there, but like I need to just pile it up on the other side of that thing or something like that. And then plant, next thing would be pull all the weeds up from here and then put the good mulch down, and then leaves, same here, and also put the micro booster inoculator soil I've got. That mixed in with the good mulch leaves will make a good thing, because it's got to be good for the banana. And yeah, and I think having the compost heap down there, it'll just naturally drain into that section and feed that section. And so I'll just keep moving it around where I'm using it. So, and I'll cut the, or maybe I can just leave all that dead stuff on the lemongrass, because that's at least creating shade. But once I get the compost out of here, then I'll put down, try and build the soil up. So in this back corner, I've just started piling up everything I've pulled out, and then so the next thing will be I stopped here because it's where I want the soil to start building up. So yeah, it's pretty hot right now. I mean, I might. What's the time? It's good for me to. I mean, it's 12:43. It's the middle of the day. I should be doing this later in the afternoon when it's cool, you know. So maybe I will do that rather than try and wear myself out. Well, no. How about I do a little bit more, and then I'll stop, because it is pretty hot. But I know I do have to get the bananas in today. So maybe I'll bring them up and put them under the hose for a while and get them ready for that. I'll do a few more things. Yeah, we've got someone else in here. How is everyone going, by the way? I'm doing alright. Look, there's this. Check it out. 12:43. So it's starting to come along. I've got an idea. I'm pleased about the mulberry tree. After I cut the mulberry tree, seeing all those shoots at the base, that means that tree is just going to, by next year it'll be pretty good. And there's also, I'll show you, I've got what I cut down, that big green stuff over there, that's the mulberry big branch. So I don't know, I might be able to get a few cuttings off that. So, but either way, and I'm finding all these pots, so where, you know, I'm gonna utilize them to diversify and spread stuff around the house, so that even if the turkeys get at one part of the garden, like, because I'll plant taro all over, and the turkeys can't get to all of it, you know what I mean? And I'll try and make it more difficult for them to get into other parts of the garden and things like that. But it just does makes it very difficult to try and do anything when they destroy all the work you do. But you got to just live with them, somehow try and protect your plants from them somehow. So I'm learning. I've been watching videos. People, there's some idea that you go to thrift shops or op shops and buy teddy bears, and you buy all these cheap teddy bears from the op shop thrift store, and then you put them in your garden, and they're like scarecrows, and they scare the bush turkeys away. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. We do have a couple of mirrors here, so maybe I could get a few more mirrors, but then I don't know. It's frustrating, but I've just got to do the workarounds. That's why I've got the pile of sticks. So once I finish everything, I'm gonna make it like all weaved sticks, so that it's so annoying for them that they just keep moving. And yeah, I should probably get back to it. If I sit here too long, I won't be able to move. So yeah, and I think it's a good idea to sort of rest, so, and then come back to it later. So I might even, yeah, I'll do that. But I'll do a bit more for a while. Hey, yeah, go good. It's a bit hot, I'm going to stop soon. Keep getting busy. Yeah. Just put them down there and I'm going to empty out the compost heap. And then I'm going to move it. So I'll stop in a minute. It's too hot. Yeah. Thanks for being here, everyone. It's been good. We'll catch up again and I'll show you updates of where the garden's at. I might even stream again this afternoon when I finish, when I get close to planting the banana, because that's got to get planted today. So before I end the stream, I'll bring it up and I'll put it in that water for a bit. So I'll put these, I'll show you. Put those timber down, cut everything back. You can even see the choco now, it's opened up. Trim the lychee, trim this lime. I'm going to probably plant that other lime up here. I don't know, needs to get out of that pot. And then, yeah, I'll go get the banana and the yam and put it in the water. Someone's back again. So just hold on. Sorry about the shaking. Yeah, that's the banana, and then the cocoa yam, and the Okinawa spinach in the cup. So yeah, I actually have done quite a bit today. So, and I will get back to finishing what I need to get done today later when it's cooler. And the banana will be ready. Might just put that stuff over it, just so it's like, oh, you didn't even see what I was doing. I just covered it, that's the base, with the fern, so that it'll not have direct sunlight on it until I plant it later. So thanks everyone, it's been good. Whoever joined, sorry, I'm about to end the stream here, but thanks for joining. Hope you're doing well. I'll be back later in a couple of hours to finish the job there, plant up those stuff I've got to get in the ground today. So there's a view from back here. So yeah, alrighty, much love to everyone.